So, you guys, after Amber did that live stream, like I said in my previous video, I was angry. I was so angry, especially when she said this part.
Remember when I shared my story about Casey, and I still stand by every single thing I said about Casey. I still stand by that. No one believed me. No one believed a single thing I said. That has been one of the most torturous things that I've ever gone through in my actual lifetime, and no one believed a single thing that I said.
Especially that little clip had me so freaking angry, especially knowing that this woman had said that she lied, had also accused her own cousin of SA and came out and said she lied, had accused her father's friend of similar thing, and then walked back and said she lied. So I'm sorry, you guys, this might be a longer one because we're going to listen to what Casey had to say. And then I'm going to be playing, after that, his video, I'm going to be playing Amber's original video that she deleted. But I think that somebody archived it. We're going to play that into its entirety and listen to exactly what she accused Casey of. And hopefully I can find the video where she walks back everything, which admit that she lied about Casey, and we'll finish with that. But yeah, this woman is foul. She is evil to the core. Like, I'm sorry, I don't regret what I said in my video yesterday. I fully understand why. Honestly, her family doesn't F with her like that, especially the rest of her family, with the exception of her mom and her brother. The rest of the family doesn't F with Amber like that. There's a reason. There's absolutely a reason. But anyways, let's listen to Casey's response.
Today, I was told by my fiance while she was at lunch for work that someone messaged her on Facebook, and it was a link to a video. Well, of course, she had me call her because it was a very private matter, and it was a video of my ex Amber, and I asked her what about it, because I mean, me and Amber broke up 6 years ago, and I don't care to have contact with her. Yes, she's messaged me and tried to add me on Facebook. I won't add her. I've added her once before. We tried to be friends, but it didn't work out when she started trying to add my mom and my best friend, and I asked her why, and we got an argument. I'm just like, you know what? I can't do this. This is, I can't even be your friend.
And also, you guys remember that this video is like from 8 years ago. 8 years ago. So, and around this time, I believe Amber was with Crystal. And my theory on this, why Amber was frantically trying to add Casey and his family, everything, is because around that time, Crystal was trying to break up with Amber, and Amber had absolutely nowhere to go. Keep that in mind. Amber had nowhere else to go. Ever think of that and what she continues until this day and what she could proceed to do after all that by falsely accusing somebody? Wouldn't that make your blood boil? Wouldn't that make your blood boil?
At all. I can't. You're trying to add all these people on my Facebook that you argued with and try to keep me away from when we were together. So, but she's trying to add me. I won't add her. She's messaged me. I won't really respond. It's very short. So I was curious why about this video, and I was like, what is it? Because I don't really care what she does in her life. Her life is hers. My life is mine. We've moved on. It's been 6 years. But my fiance told me that she's calling me an abuser and a rapist.
And she walked that back again, her saying that she lied. Now she's still calling you that. Now she is still calling you those things, Casey. I'm sorry, but yeah.
That got my blood boiling. Because that's not true. 100% not true. It hurt a lot. And I asked her, when did she post this video? It was back in May. Well, I didn't know. See, she told me she had a YouTube video. I didn't care to know. Whatever, it was her life. I didn't want to get involved in her life. Our life is not on the same track anymore. But for this video to be posted, it pissed me off to no end. So when my fiance got home, we watched it. I had to pause a few times to calm down. Everything in that video was such bull that I can't even describe the bullshit that was in that video.
And honestly, I was going to play that video towards the end of Casey's response. And as I'm recording this, I think it would be best if I play exactly what Amber said about Casey before we listen to the rest of Casey's response. So I'm going to switch it around a little bit. So the next clip is going to be exactly what Amber accused Casey of. Okay, so I found the video that the vile human being that's called Amber Reed made with the false accusations against Casey. So here we go.
I haven't really talked about really. I'm sorry if this video is like all over the place. I'm not going to edit it or anything because I can't. My editing system is just not working. So I was recently talking to someone who had no idea that I was in an abusive relationship before. And they told me how girls who stay in abusive relationships are just lazy.
And I am sorry, for some reason I did not believe that anybody said this to her. She's a known liar. I did not believe that anybody said this to her.
That they like to be abused. Now, I from firsthand witnessed my dad abusing my mother my whole childhood. There were knives involved, hair pulling to the point of wads of hair would just come out in his hands. I witnessed my mom having a broken nose, broken teeth, bruises upon bruises, and there has also been a few broken bones involved, and that was all coming from my father. I knew it wasn't right as a little girl. I tried my hardest to defend my mother towards him. It was impossible. He's a big guy, really strong. He's like 6'7", and I'm just this little girl throwing fists at my father's back trying to get him to stop, and I couldn't.
And if that was happening, I can sympathize with her. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. And again, it's going to bring me back to, it does not excuse the fact that she lies so easily on other people. Not just white little lies, like serious shit lies. Like this, I cannot stand her.
I told myself I will never be with someone who lays a hand on me. I always questioned why my mom stayed with him. Like, what was the point? And she'd always say, because I love him. And I would be like, why do you love someone that, abuses you? So,
which is very interesting that she said that, because, and then I questioned myself asking her the same question. Why did people that you abused stay with you, Amber? Why?
First true committed relationship, I've had a lot of like random relationships, like don't even consider them though, but like my first like live-in relationship was with a girl named Cassidy. I feel very strongly about this, and I feel like it's okay for me to say her name because she's transgender now, so she's not Cassidy no longer, so I'm able to say her name because she's a once was person. Like,
no, Amber, it is not okay. You're transphobe. It is not okay. The person still exists, they just choose to go by a different name. It's not okay to say what you're about ready to do. And you kept on doing it until you got a backlash. Same thing with back, until you got a backlash. You are 100% a transphobe. Like, we know her name. We know his name is Cassie. Just refer to them as Cassie. What the fuck?
Cassidy is no longer here anymore, obviously. I'm not going to say his new name because we're talking about her. Transgender talk is too confusing, so we're just going to...
No, it is not, you dumb fuck. Most of us don't have a pea brain like you do. We understand his name is Cassie. We understand you're talking about the same person. You just learned this to be bitter and disrespectful. That's who you are.
leave it as that. So her name was Cassidy, and it was first long distance, and I was living in Oklahoma for a bit of that time when it was long distance. By the way, she lived in Arizona, but when I first started talking to her, I was in California, but then I moved to Oklahoma, and I was going to Arizona for just a month to visit her. Like, we were in love, thoroughly in love. We were together for, I want to say, about a year and a half before I went there and like stayed with her for a month. So,
and sorry for the quick stops. And I also want to say is that she's now really going to get into this. Is that she got bounced from California to Oklahoma because people in California could not deal with her. So she got bounced around by her own family members because they could not deal with her. So keep that in mind.
I was there for like 2 weeks, and I called my mom and I was like, oh my god, I miss you so much, because I was living with her and my grandma at the time. And on the phone she told me, your grandma said you can't come back to Oklahoma, you can't come live with us. And I was like, what? Like, where do I go? I was really scared. I had literally nowhere to live, and Cassidy's mom was pissed because I think she knew right then and there she's gonna have to take on.
Alright, so you guys, you hear the choice of language there that Cassidy's mom was going to have to take care of her? No, his mom did not have to take care of you. You should be kissing Cassie's ass because if it was not for him, his mom was going to ship you back to Oklahoma and say, not my problem. She was a single mom. What do you mean his mom was going to have to take care of you?
Like me, because I had nowhere to go. I didn't have a job because I was in Arizona just for a month. So I didn't have a job. I didn't have anywhere to go. I had no car. I had nothing. And I just got done being in a foster care. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, because being in foster care, like, you're very, like, taken care of in a sense, like, they always make sure you have a roof over your head and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, I'm 18, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And you guys, listen to that. The insane thing is that she just got out of foster care in that short period of time. How come everybody was sick of her already in that short period of time that she was out of foster care? Everybody was sick of her already.
And this whole thing. But Cassie's mom let me live there, and it was a very small apartment. I'm talking like, I think it was like 450 square feet. There were like no doors. Cassidy and I ended up having to use the living room as our bedroom. It wasn't good, but I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna live with my girlfriend. Like, we're so in love. It's like so amazing. And I felt blissful in a way.
No, you were happy that your ass wasn't going to be out on the street. That's all you were happy about. And then as you listen later on in Cassie's story, how her attitude changed so quickly and the level of entitlement. Ah, she's so disgusting.
If that's the right word to use. Like, it just felt really good. We got along really well. And then after about, I want to say 6 months or so, things started, kind of changing and shifting. I don't really know if I want to like go into like grave detail. We still loved each other a lot. After 6 months, we'd been together for over 2 years, and we were living together and this and that. And I noticed we started arguing a little bit more, just over stupid stuff. Like, I can tell you that right now. And I still remember the first time she ever got physical.
And you guys, I'm going to hold in my anger because this is going to make me angry. I'm going to let it play. I'm just going to let it play because I'm going to get so effing angry. And you would think after Cassie's mom took this bitch in, she would at least try to get a job. Nah. She wanted to stay home all day. Job who? Job where? No. This is your job. Take care of me. Like, the audacity of her. Then and now, the audacity of her.
We had a laundry room in the apartment complex we were living in, and we were walking to the laundry room. And I remember back then I would do our laundry for us. I didn't really like people touching my laundry.
Okay. The level, the audacity, the caucasity, the level of delusions. Guys, if you watch old videos of Amber when she lived at Bristol's, this bitch never did anything. She only had an excuse why she couldn't do shit. Destiny, you seen her vlogs. She could never do shit. Back, the same shit. What do you mean you did not do laundry for nobody? Get the fuck out of here.
Still really don't, but I let Destiny do it because I trust her. But I had this weird thing with like people touching my laundry, whatever. So she was helping me carry, I guess, laundry to the laundry room. I don't remember really what we were arguing about, but I know it must have been something really stupid, probably about the laundry, blah, blah, blah. And she was carrying her clothes. I'm pretty sure I remember, and I was like carrying mine. And then I want to say this happened. It's been like 6-7 years, so memories are kind of like fading here and there. But I do remember us being on the sidewalk, and I remember her dropping what was in her hands, and she took me by the throat and she started yelling at me. I was like, what? And I think at the time, what shocked me the most was the fact that she was doing it in such a public place. Like, there was nobody around that I remember. And like, I was like crying. Like, she literally was having me by the throat, just like screaming at me. And then, you know, she let go, obviously. And I think I was so shocked and so numb to the situation that I kind of just let it be. Honestly, that is the truth. I didn't ever think twice about it, like, oh my god, is she gonna start like abusing me? Nothing like that. Which is weird because of the childhood that I came from, right? But we just went on. And she never really did that again. She would randomly like pinch me if I made her really mad.
And you guys, like, looking at this video now, I am more so now looking at it more of Amberlynn. What is that? What is that called? Saying what she did to other person. I'm more looking at Amberlynn confessing to what she did to other people, but of course she's gonna flip it to fit her narrative. This is exactly what she's this video is about. Is her confession to what she did to Casey.
And I didn't even think anything of that then either. Honestly, I didn't at all. And I want to say, we've been together for about 3 years now at this point, and I feel myself slowly. I stopped being like sexually attracted to her. I loved her though. I know that. I don't know if it was like a best friend thing, but I stopped just feeling that like connection, I guess. So when it came to intimacy, I want to say about a little bit after like 2 years of being together, it started to dwindle. It was definitely my fault. This is when.
And honestly, I am curious to see if this is the bullshit that she was feeding Destiny. And when Destiny and Bag do that live, I hope they also include Cassie in there, because I'm curious to hear if this is the lie that Amber was feeding to everybody around her at that time to get sympathy.
When things got really bad. Ugh. I don't even know how to share this, but I'm gonna have to. Destiny knows all about this, by the way. Like, it's something like I really needed to let her know about me.
See, there it is. She said she told Destiny. Somebody needs to ask Destiny about this situation. What Amber told her. Somebody needs to ask her this.
Okay, so Cassidy was very sexually strived. Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. She really thought I was attractive. She really was sexually attracted to me, and she always wanted to like have sex. And I stopped feeling that for her. Like, I didn't tell her that. I would just like make up things like, oh, I don't feel good, or oh, I'm on my period, like, even though I wasn't. And just little things like that. And it made her fucking pissed. When you say no to someone, whether you've been with them for like a month or whether you've been with them for like 6 years, if you say no to a sexual act, your partner should accept that. That is where I firmly stand. But she didn't. And she would literally sit there and beg me. At first, it was like cute little begs, like, oh, come on, baby, whatever. But then as time gradually went on, it became, you're gonna fucking touch me, whether you like it or not. And I was like, you can't force me. And little did I know she can. That's when she started punching me a lot. She would aim for my belly. I don't think she ever actually hit me in the face. Her favorite spot was my stomach. She would punch me really hard in my stomach. She'd punch me like around right here a lot.
And keep in mind, you guys, all the stuff she's saying is the stuff that she did to Casey. It's the exact same stuff she did to Casey. If you want more details, Mr. Snowflake has an hour-long video where he had an interview with Casey. Everything that this bitch is saying is the exact same shit that she did to Casey, not the other way around. So just keep that in mind.
She would punch me on my arms, and she would continuously do it until I agreed to make love to her or have sex, whatever you want to consider it. So not only was I being physically abused, but I was pretty much being like raped. That is what I consider it, because I continuously would say no to her. It was such like a bad, just like a bad mixture of everything. And this would go on. This would happen probably weekly. Um, Here are the tears.
What tears is she talking about? I don't see any tears. And in case you haven't noticed, she keeps on looking down at her notebooks for talking points, to sensationalize the story. She keeps on looking down at her notes to make sure. And if this actually happened, you wouldn't need any notes. Honestly, you would not need any notes because it would be ingrained in your brain. Amber, you're a fucking liar.
I was trying to be strong for this video. um, a lot of people would ask, why didn't I hit her back? Why didn't I leave her in that, in that stance? I loved her. At the time, I was confused. I didn't love her like as a girlfriend. I just loved her as a person. She was that first true relationship I was in, and we had such amazing times that I just felt like maybe one day she'll stop being like this. Maybe one day she'll stop forcing me to have sex with her. One day she'll stop hitting me.
Listening to this is making me so angry. It is making me so effing angry. Not for Amber, only because I know that Amber is lying. And there are people out there that go through this stuff. And some are not believed because of people like this fucking hog over here. I am so effing angry. So you guys got the gist of what this bitch was trying to put down. So now we're gonna go back to Casey's side of the story of what actually happened. I don't want to hear her shit anymore. So anyways, here we go.
Can't even. Now, the time we were dating, when we started dating, I should say, I was 15 years old. 15 when we met. She's 2 years older than me. We were together from the time I was 15 to the time I was 18 years old. That is a pretty long time for a teenager. I mean, yeah, there's high school sweethearts, but that's a pretty long time. Now, when I first met her in person, it was in California, because me and my mom went to California to visit my nana, and she lived in California, so she came and visited for a little bit, which was cool. We had a good time, it was a good time. I was 15. I was 15. So we had a good time. Oh no, I was 16, sorry, because my birthday passed. Sorry. But I met her online at 15. I met her in person at 16. There you go. Well, we only stayed a week in California. We had to go back. And, well, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, our relationship wasn't bad. We talked a little bit. It was pretty good. It was fine in the beginning. After meeting her, it was in July. After meeting her for the first time in July in California, she was going to come down for a month because I was going to take her to an anime convention. Stay a month, whatever. She was supposed to go back. Now, I never heard the conversation on the phone. But but this is one of the truths. One, her grandmother said she couldn't come back.
And at this part, I am sorry, but I do believe that Amber knew before she left. She knew she wasn't allowed to go back to the family home. She knew this. And she was going to manipulate her way into finding a place to stay. Yeah.
I was 16 at the time. My mom was mad. We didn't have a lot of money. When she's talking about her small apartment, we didn't have a lot of money. We were poor. It didn't have a bedroom door. It was like a studio with like a wall, like breaking off the living room and bedroom. But we didn't have money. I didn't grow up with money. So that's all we could afford. So she had a 16-year-old to raise. Plus, she was just getting into my mom was just getting into a new relationship.
And the way Amber, in the previous video, the way she described it, it was like she feels like she was entitled to live in the castle. It's like, bitch, where? Bitch, who? Your family could not even provide a roof over your head because of you. And you expect other people to provide you something better than your family is willing to provide you? Get the fuck out of here.
And then all of a sudden, there's someone else that's there that she needs to make sure to feed. Yeah, it made her mad. But I fought for Amber to be there because she didn't have nowhere to go. Now,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop making these quick stops. Just a reminder. Amber said her mom knew she's gonna have to take care of me. And I said, bitch, she didn't have to take care of you. She was about ready to ship your fat ass back to Oklahoma. What do you mean she knew she's gonna have to take care of you? You should be kissing Casey's ass for saving you from being homeless, ho.
it was because of me that she stayed. My mom didn't want to. But what was wrong is her mom didn't really stand up to her own mother. But, it was whatever. I fought for her to stay. I didn't want her to be homeless. It was, I felt that was the right thing to do. I don't want to say I regretted it, but the things that happened afterwards, I kind of regretted our whole entire relationship. And I hate to say it, but I do regret our whole entire relationship. I do. So it was probably 3 months, 4 months after we started living together. We were up one night. I was watching something on TV, a music video, I believe. And I don't remember why we argued. I don't remember the argument. But she grabbed my arm with her nails. First.
So, you guys remember the previous clip or the previous video that cut short? I couldn't take it anymore of Amber. The same shit she was saying about what Casey did to them, all she was doing was mirroring what she did to Casey. It was almost like she was confessing to what she did to Casey, if you want to look at it that way. That's how, like, it just hit me in my head. I'm like, oh my god, this bitch in this video is literally confessing to what she actually did to Casey.
Time. Any physical that was negative. And I remember that clearly. It shocked me. It shocked me really, really bad. And it was just, I didn't know what to make of it, really. I'm 16 years old. I didn't know I knew what physical abuse was, but not really. So, I was a kid. I was a child. So I just assumed, okay, I made her mad. When I would get my mom mad, she'd spank me, or she'd get my ear, or the things a mom would do, a dad would do, behave, But so that shocked me. But nothing really happened a little while after that. So I was just whatever. Now the thing what she said with the laundry, that's a big false. Big false. Want to know how I know that? Because me and my mom would do her laundry. Me and my mom would go do laundry. She wasn't getting up to do laundry. She maybe did it a couple of times, a handful of times, probably counting on my one hand.
Also, like I said, we've watched videos of her just pointing out to other people the stuff that needs to be done. She's a lazy ass bitch. Like, even Crystal years, the beginning when she had YouTube, she did the exact same effing thing. And you guys, do you think she actually does anything around that apartment? She has the money. I hope she's smart enough to hire, what are those called? The maids that come in your house for you? I hope she's smart enough to do that. I highly think that woman cleans up herself now. What?
She didn't do it all the time at all. And me dropping the bag and choking her, I never, ever did that. Ever. I mean, what's the reason for me to do that? I mean, I didn't do it. And I don't know where this story came from. I didn't do it at all. Now,
And also, it makes me wonder, like, what kind of hot water did Amber get herself into for her to come up with this elaborate story? What kind of shit did she get herself into for her to come up with this story? Because now, her live stream, like in recent day, her live stream, where she's trying to, like, we're not doing the, you know, back bashing live stream where she just went and bashed back in that live stream. She turned around and uploaded a video um going on and on about Alexis. It's like, bitch, nobody cares about Alexis. Honestly, let's be for real. Nobody cares about Alexis. And I'll have to edit that video. But anyways, like, so it makes me wonder what kind of hot water did she put herself into in the interwebs for her to come up with this story. Because as you remember, she's in hot shit. Now she is trying to bring up that same story in that live stream of accusing Casey of the same thing again.
the places she said about being hit, those were on me. Those were the exact places she hit me.
Told you so. But of course, most of you guys were in Go World for a long time. Told you so.
I was the one being abused. And I will say this, I may have laid a hand on her a few times. That was in self-defense. I didn't do it, and I damn well did not rape her. I did not rape her. Period.
And honestly, I do believe Casey. Does this happen to people? Of course it happens to people all the time. Amber, even when she was with Crystal, I need to find that clip because I was watching the angle. He had that clip in. I clipped it. I misplaced it. I didn't label it correctly. Where she went on and accused one of her father's friends of doing the same thing. When she was asked about it, she walked it back. And then there's another one where she accused her cousins of the same thing. When asked about it, she walked it back. This is a pattern. Every time this bitch gets into trouble, this seems to be a pattern emerging here. Come on, let's be for real. It's a pattern. These things happen to a lot of people, and unfortunately, they don't get believed about it. But people like Amber take advantage of that situation. Amber, go fuck yourself.
One time, when my mom and Dave were out, I don't know why we argued, but I was put on the bed. She wailed on me. Beat me real bad. I remember this clear as day. Our bed was in the living room. Next to the bed was a dresser. In front of the dresser was a table. Between the table and the bed was her over me, wailing on me. Did I fight back? Nope, not that time. Why? Because she kept calling me an abuser. So I just took it. I took it. Then she took off outside to the bus stop. And I just laid there. Like, what just freaking happened? What just happened? I didn't even know. At that point, I was 17 years old. I didn't know what happened. I don't know what the argument was. I just know I got beat. I've gotten hit before. I went to school with bruises up and down my arms. Bruises. My friends asked me, what's wrong? What happened to you? Eventually, they figured it out. So every time I would come to school, upset, in tears, bruised on my arms, hands, cuts, scars. Amber again? Shrug. Didn't say anything.
And honestly, like they said in the previous live stream with Beck, if Amber was not immobile, absolutely this bitch would be dangerous. She would absolutely be dangerous. Thank God you whole keep on eating yourself to an early grave, okay? Just keep on eating yourself to an early grave, and you deserve no sympathy in life. I'm sorry, you deserve absolutely no sympathy in life, and honestly where you belong is in a pedestal. You belong in a padded cell. I keep on saying this in every video, or not everyone, but most of them. She belongs in a padded cell.
They figured it out. My mom figured it out later on, but I'd have to hide it from her. Why? Because I didn't want her mad. I didn't want her upset. I didn't want her to worry about me. She had so much other things to worry about. So I didn't say anything. Maybe I should have. One time, when I was getting ready for school, Amber went through my phone. Want to know how I know that? Went to school. My friend CJ sees me, punches me in the arm. What the fuck did you give Amber my number for? What? I didn't give Amber your number. You don't like her. She don't like you. Why should she have your number? Shows me. Bitched my friend out. And I texted Amber. The fuck is wrong with you? What the hell? Why are you messaging CJ? How'd you get her number? I went through your phone while you're getting ready for school. Okay. That's messed up. That's slow. I'd never do that to you. Yeah. That happened. Oh, another thing? She says that she tries to make herself look good. Honestly, when we were first dating, I got a message from her, upset. She made out with a girl while we were dating, while she was still in California. 3 times. Did I get mad? I got upset, but I was 15. So what am I going to do? Forgive, forget, you're my girlfriend.
And you guys, I'm sitting here thinking like, Amber, the life you are having right now, you deserve it, honestly. You deserve it. I'm so happy that your mind and especially your body is your present. I am so happy that you are in a prison of your own making. Thank God for that.
I was a child. Yeah, I was dumb. I admit that fully. Being with her, as long as I was so dumb. So dumb. Another thing, she says that she made friends with Crystal. She wasn't looking for anything. Let me clear up some things for you between that time frame. Before Crystal, there was another girl. Well, she was with me. Her name was Paige or something. I know it was a 4-letter name. That Paige girl, I'm just going to call her Paige because that's the name I remember. That Paige girl sent her money, sent her a Walmart gift card. She sent her things. Yeah, while she was with me. And why did she send her things? Because she made me out to be a monster. Made me look like a monster. So she thought she had to play superhero and save Amber when she didn't even know what the hell was going on at all. Well, not one bit. And then I forgot why her and Paige broke up. Not really broke up, but like stopped talking. I think Paige got tired, honestly. And then she met Crystal. Now she was talking to Crystal about 6 or 7 months before we broke up. No, actually, probably longer than that. Probably.
And I'm telling you, this is why I titled this video Satan Spawn. She's straight up Satan Spawn. And I hope she lives a long, long life filled of nothing but misery. Absolute misery. I mean, not Casey. I mean, Amber. Amber deserves all that, what I just said, not Casey.
Almost a year. Talking to her almost a year before me and her broke up. Me and Amber broke up in 2011. So while Crystal was talking, Crystal bought her so many things while we were together. So many things. I mean, the one that stands out because it's the most messed up one, most messed up memory, was the freaking iPod Touch, the 2nd generation one. God, I can't believe how far I come. But anyway, that's a different story. She was on the phone with her, and like there was an argument starting, and I'm just like, what? Like, what the hell's wrong? So she goes outside talking to her. Comes in. Oh, I made her cry. What happened? What made her cry? What the hell? And she was telling me how Crystal was gonna buy her an iPod Touch, and the argument was over how much gigabytes it had. Seriously, she was gonna buy her a pretty low gigabyte one at 4.8, the standard gigabyte, and she got mad because Crystal asked, "Do you want this certain gigabyte or the 32 one? You know, the highest one?" And she told Crystal, asking me that is like asking if you want a pink purse. She was so rude about that. It wasn't just, she went off after saying the pink purse thing. She went off on this poor girl. and made her cry because Crystal asked a simple question: do you want this X amount of gigs or the highest one? And Amber was so disrespectful about it. Crystal cried. She bought her it was over $200. Over $200 this girl is spending on Amber. That's not even with her yet. And she's like that. Seriously. It's like, whoa, you should just be grateful for what you're getting. Why are you being like this?
And like Casey just said, like it makes no sense, especially you think Amber grew up in a ritzy family. No, she didn't. She was a foster kid. No shade. But a lot of people grew up in foster families as self-sufficient. They learn very quickly how to be self-sufficient, and they learn very quickly how to be grateful. Now this one. This one thinks the world owes her shit, and the world doesn't owe her shit. That's what makes me so angry about her.
She was ungrateful. That's how I see it. It was very ungrateful. Making someone cry over a damn space on a freaking iPod Touch. And the thing about my mom throwing a glass ashtray at her head? No. She was very disrespectful to my mom. She threw a glass cup at my mom.
And that part I cut it out of Amber's video because I couldn't take it anymore with her. I can't take it anymore with her. All of us need to stay on our fat back. We need to stay on our fat back about this. And remember what Destiny said too. Amber was mad disrespectful to Destiny's mother. So now it makes me wonder, how was she disrespectful towards Crystal's parents and they put up with it? So now it has me thinking about that.
It shattered on the wall. There was still a hole mark when they moved out because of that. Because of that. She was very disrespectful to my mom. My mom never did any of that. Ever. She never laid a hand on Amber. She would get mad and yell because of how disrespectful she was being, but she never laid a hand on Amber. Ever. Never did she lay a hand on her. My mom had a boyfriend. I mean, my mom's boyfriend and Amber didn't get along. There was a lot of fights. I defended Amber. I defended her fully, without a second thought. Does she say that? No. Does she say how I defended her against everything else that was put her way? How I lost friends over defending her ways? No. Why? Because she wants to play victim. Victim.
And this is why she is called Victim Lane, honey. This is why they call her Victim Lane. She's not called that for a reason.
That's all I see is someone playing victim. Her little brother, yeah, he may have been a little aggressive towards her. He may have done all that, but he did love her. He did love her. I've seen text messages between them when we were together. He missed her. He loved her. He was sorry. I know that doesn't excuse anything. I mean, but she says she wants to forgive and forget. The first person she would need to forgive and forget is her brother at that time. I mean, I know she was in foster care. I know all this stuff. I do. She would talk. I mean, she met a lot of people online. I hate to say. I hate to say it. I mean, she came to me after freaking 3 years of not talking. 4 years of not talking. I get a random message from her one day after her and Crystal broke up.
I bet she did because she needed a place to stay. She had to scramble, and at that time, she stayed offline for like a month or 3 months, something like that. And she had to get what's her face, Destiny on the hook. She needed a place to stay. That's Amber, you guys. That is Amber to the core.
And I'm like, why are you messaging me? Why are you messaging me? Because you were an important part of my life. And I said at one point, not anymore. I don't know why I was. My phone's going off, sorry. I don't know why she felt the need to message me that her and Crystal broke up.
Because probably Crystal's parents gave her a timeline of when she had to move out. She was scrambling. She had a timeline of when she had to move out, so she was probably trying to work you, and she was also trying to work Destiny. It's making so much sense now, you guys. It's making so much sense now.
Seriously, I don't know. So, I got a few messages after that, and I tried to help her with Destiny the whatever thing. But I mean, I wasn't told why they broke up. I didn't care to know. I just said, hey, just be honest with Destiny, whatever. Whatever, be honest with her about how you feel, your worries, or whatever. Worried about her breaking up with you, whatever it was. I still have the messages. But see, this video that she posted, it hurts deep, because I would never do that, ever. I grew up around abuse, not as bad as she did, obviously, but I mean, my mom's ex-boyfriend would do, abuse, not the highest degree, but it was still abuse. I never wanted to be like that, ever. Like, that's wrong. Rape is wrong. I'd never do that to somebody, ever. Ever. I mean, I'm posting this video probably like an hour or two after I saw the video. I couldn't post it then because, no. This video would have been bleeped out. I was just mad. Now I'm still mad. I shouldn't lie. I'm still mad. I'm furious.
Well, Casey, you're gonna be furious again because she's accusing you of the same thing again to deflect on the fact that everybody's up to her. I don't know how she thought this was her best move. It was the worst and the dumbest thing for her to do or say, but yeah, she's after you for the same thing again. Accusing you of the same thing.
But I'm not posting this video to make her look bad. I'm posting it to tell you this was not me. This was not what happened. Yes, we did love each other at one point, but she went as far when I would hang out with my best friend Alex. She's been my best friend since high school. God, it seems like we're related, so we call each other cousins. But when I would hang out with her, she would be okay at first. And all of a sudden, I get text messages an hour later bitching me out for hanging out with her. She went as far as to accuse me of sleeping with my best friend. Accused me of sleeping with my best friend. I'd never do that. Ever. No, I cannot sleep with my best friend. That's weird and awkward and no. But I couldn't understand this. I couldn't understand why this girl that I cared about at one point was doing this. I couldn't. Now, I did try to come out to her as transgender before, and she just did not have it. She was mad about it. I remember that. Because when I tried to tell my other ex, I mean, that didn't go over so well neither, but I didn't know how to word it. So when I went to go tell my fiance, I was scared to death. Why? Because of the way Amber acted when I tried to tell her. I was in a freaking... I'm trying to calm down. When me and Amber broke up, I was distraught. Because that was the first serious relationship I ever had. I was 18 at the point when we broke up. I was so messed up from the abuse, the mental abuse, the verbal abuse, that I had to see psychiatrists. I had to go and see psychiatrists because I was having anxiety attacks every day. I couldn't even be in my classroom. I would ditch and I would go read in the freaking bathrooms because I couldn't stand to be around people. I just wanted quiet. I wanted to be alone. I wanted to seclude myself from everybody. I had such mental issues from being with her that I ended up for a weekend from Friday to Monday in a mental hospital. In a mental hospital. One place I never even thought I'd ever go. That freaked me out. That made it worse. It didn't even help me. It was scary and it was horrible because I was 18, so they had to put me with adults, and boy, do you never want to go there. Ever. But that was it. I was so messed up from her. I'm still messed up from this.
Yep, but I'm still gonna stand by this. She is Satan's spawn. Sorry, Mama Lynn. You spawn Satan's child. I don't know what to say.
If you call my name across the room, I flinch. You raise your hand like if you're reaching something near me, but I think you're gonna hit me, I flinch. And of anger because my fiance is frustrated with something. I flinch, and I just drooled, and I'm sorry, but I flinch because I think she's gonna hit me, and she's not. But I'm so messed up from this that every little action that looks like I could get hit or looks like that I would get in trouble, I flinch. I don't know how to deal with it. I'm so screwed from it. And it hurts and it sucks. And I'm sorry this video is so long, but geez. I don't know what to, it hurts to have her make me out to be some monster when I haven't had anything to do with her really for 6 years.
And as you guys, Casey's story never wavered. His story never wavered. He's been telling the same story over and over and over and over and over again. It never wavered, never needed notepads in front of his face to like remind him what other lie to tell. Even in his recent live stream with Beck, his story never wavered.
6 years we've broken up. I didn't talk to her for the first three. First three, I didn't talk to her. And then it went, God, it probably been the most we've talked. I could add it up in freaking minutes, and it's probably a good 30 minutes conversation in all of 6 years. And she posts this. It was 6 years ago. I've been over it. I've moved on. I have a different life. I have a better life from that. I know you're not supposed to say you regret anything, but I do regret that relationship full-heartedly, immensely, because of everything that happened in it. Yes, we cared about each other at one point, but I don't even care to even be her friend.
And yeah, that seems to be the theme with Amber. A lot of people don't even care to be friends with her. The only way she can have friends, so-called friend quotation, she has to buy them. Exception of Alexis. And I still think Alexis and Amber are working together trying to deflect to what's going on. But she has to buy friends. People get to see the real her and they run away. Like, it's a theme. It's a theme. It's not by coincidence. It's something there. There is absolutely something there. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to stop it here. But I'm going to be linking Exposing Amber. That's the channel where I got the clip. Not the clip, the video. That where Amber originally accused Casey of this whole entire mess. She deleted that video. But thank God that person has it. And then I'll be linking Casey's channel in the description. But I'm glad now that they're happy, they're well, and his mom is doing well. Yeah, Amber. It's not them. It's you, honey bun. It's not them. It's you. But yeah, that's it. And it's memberships on the channel. And I will catch you in the next one, you guys. Catch you in the next one later. Bye-bye.